All right, the race to 2024 is on, and tonight's fourth Republican primary debate will feature four candidates. The frontrunner, Donald Trump, will skip it again. So for more on what we can expect tonight, let's bring in Chief Election and Campaign Correspondent Robert Costa. All right, Robert, so they've culled the field to a certain degree, at least for who can get on the campaign trail or get on the debate stage, just because, but there are candidates who are not on the debate stage that are going to keep running. But it seems that Donald Trump and President Biden have already sort of set their match against each other. We heard Biden say, essentially, that he might not be running unless, if it wasn't for the fact that Donald Trump is also running as well. Donald Trump is going to be skipping the debate, so actually, sorry, I want to play a little bit of what President Biden had to say when he was returning from Washington, D.C.
Would you be running for president if Trump wasn't running?
I expect so, but look, he is running, and I have to run.
Would you drop out if Trump runs out?
No, not now.
So that sound that we played a little bit earlier in the day, he had also made similar comments at fundraisers. I'm wondering, is there a point to watching this debate if clearly Biden has set his sights on the front runner, Donald Trump, and Donald Trump really has not budged from the front runner status since he declared?
Well, it's good to be with you from here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. This is a crucial moment for those on stage. Can they start to get any traction in the Republican presidential race? Can they start to consolidate that non-Trump vote? I'm especially watching former Ambassador Nikki Haley tonight, who has started to tick up in the polls and get some big support from major donors in the Republican Party. I'm also watching Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. He's made a big bet on Iowa. Can he make some overtures to those caucus goers and try to nudge Haley aside and assert himself as the most viable Trump alternative in this race? But as you just laid out, Trump's shadow looms over this debate stage tonight, whether it's with regard to the Democrats and how they see this race or how these rivals are still very much trying to catch up to him in the polls. And an important exchange, if it happens tonight, will come on Trump's latest comments about whether he wants to be a dictator or not on day one. Will the candidates tonight grapple with that in any way or just shrug it off? Those were pretty stark comments from Trump. He framed his remarks as somewhat of a joke last night in a televised town hall. But at the same time, to even wade into the idea of using sweeping executive power is a significant step.
Yeah, I find it very interesting, the four candidates that are left on the stage now, right? You have Vivek Ramaswamy, who's sort of, he's kind of like almost a Trump Jr. You have Christie, whose whole campaign has been an aggressive critic of Donald Trump. And then, of course, Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis. What do you make of at least the last people standing on the stage, the last candidate standing on the stage?
Vivek Ramaswamy, the outsider entrepreneur, had a bit of a jump this summer after a strong showing in the eyes of his allies at the first primary debate. But he has struggled to really outpace Trump in any way, even though he has echoed Trump's ideological line. DeSantis has put an emphasis on Iowa, but he faces stiff competition from Haley, especially when it comes to the more traditional Republican vote who are looking for a non-Trump candidate. And Christie is having a focus on New Hampshire, and he believes that Granite State could give him a bounce early next year should he do well or even win in an upset in that state. And he's saying to the Republican Party, the only way to beat Trump is to go right at him, and Christie's the one doing that.
All right, Bob, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And our political team will have you covered all night at 5 p.m. Eastern. America Decides takes a look at what to watch for during the debate. And at 10 p.m. Eastern, we'll have coverage and analysis of how the candidates performed.